My name is Charlotte Kinzley. I'm a member of St. Joan of Arc Church in South Minneapolis, and I've been working with families experiencing homelessness like the one Erin mentioned for over 20 years. And while I'm deeply honored and grateful for all of the incredible families that I've met along the way, I'm also just impatient and kind of mad that we are still in the place that we are with so many students and young people and children that don't have a place to call home. We have too much information and we know too much about particularly brain development for young children to allow this to continue in our community. At Minneapolis Public Schools, where I'm now the homeless and highly mobile manager for the district, 6% or over 2,300 students last year experienced homelessness. And that's just the students that we were able to identify. We know that the numbers are actually much higher than that. In the area where Emerson Village will be built, the neighborhood schools have an even higher rate of homelessness. These schools have a range of 10 to 30% of their student body experiencing homelessness last year. And when you look at the school as a whole, sometimes up to 50 to 60% of the student body has experienced homelessness at some point in their time at Minneapolis Public Schools. So I just want to pause and say that again, that we have schools in our community where over 50% of the student body has experienced homelessness. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but that's unacceptable. And that is just part of my motivation and inspiration to be part of this important work, and why I'm so grateful that all of you are here today who also care about this work. You know, while it's true that a crisis can happen to any family in our community, it's really important to recognize the reality is that homelessness disproportionately impacts Black and Brown students. Our history of racist housing practices that intentionally cut people of color out of home ownership and reserved land for the exclusive use of white people, it did exactly what it was intended to do. And our community is feeling the ripple effects of white supremacy today in the demographics of who experiences homelessness. It is beyond time that we create a community where, at a minimum, stable and decent housing is a right. Stable housing is foundational to a child's ability to grow and learn at their full potential. That's such an essential part of that root system that we've been talking about, and there's such a desperate need for more options for our families. This past year, we've been working to stabilize housing for some of our students through a really exciting project called Stable Homes, Stable Schools. And one thing we found that for some of our families, even with that rental assistance, the tight rental market has made it really hard for families, even with that assistance, to find it, which just really is another push for just actually building more and having more housing available to families. So that's why I'm passionate about these units of supportive and affordable housing. I'm honored to be part of the team that's working on this. And as we continue to advocate as a full collaborative, I hope we can just hold that story that Erin shared and the shocking numbers of other students and young people in our family that are experiencing homelessness as something to inspire us to continue working and moving forward. At a time when home has become an even stronger symbol of safety amidst a pandemic, we have to do things differently, and it's going to take each one of us to make a change. So I thank you. I'm honored to be part of this group.